Good morning, everybody. This is it's Friday. Come by, we made it. It's the weekend, baby. Got my favorite water. Got my favorite people. Just this a little bit. Okay. Today I wanted to do something a little different. Something like I was thinking as I was sitting in my thinking chair, thinking about things I was thinking about. I was just thinking how I love to take notes. And sometimes I talk and talk and talk. And, I don't have I try to make it so small and so condensed that you don't get a chance to take notes. So, hey, if you're taking notes, if you want to copy this down, here's something that you can do. 5 keys to a Kaizen mindset. Kaizen mindset. Kaizen. Small increments for long-lasting change. Little things that we can do for long-lasting change. Good morning, son. So, I was reading this in How to Set Goals with Kaizen and Ikigai. I was reading this little thing and it was talking about productivity. Now, productivity, we think of, got to get things done. But productivity is not about how to get more things done. It's about getting the right things done. Now, I love that. It doesn't mean just doing less for the sake of less. Or it's about making the wisest possible investment of your time and energy in order to operate at your highest point of contribution. Now, productivity is not, about doing less and getting more out of it. It's getting the highest quality of service out of the least effort. If you understand what I'm saying. Now, what Kaizen does, Kaizen makes those small changes, but you're looking at the whole thing. Remember death by 1,000 cuts and turning over and looking at and reviewing self-reflection, Hansei. What you're doing is you're looking at the process to be more productive. You want to make the small changes to get the most out of it. So it lines up together. So what I wanted to do is to have 5 keys to have that mindset. And the first key is this. Have Kaizen or have making improvements towards your life and towards the projects that you're doing, the things that you're setting your hands to, the foundation of every day. Okay? Let that be the foundation of where the starting point, the jump off point. How can I make today better? And if it's for whatever you're going to do, how can I make today better? How can I make these small changes to make this, what I'm doing, better? And that's the foundation that keeps you in the mindset of looking for those things to make things better. A lot of times we just go straight into it. Got to go to work today. You get into your job, sit down or stand up or whatever you do, and you just start. I'm going to get it. I gotta work. I gotta do this. I got a paper to write. So you just start writing without a plan, because it's already told. They've already told you what you do. What you do is come down. You take this, pick it up, put it down. There, pick it up, put it down. How can I make this better? When you come in with that mindset and when you're thinking about that, maybe if I put it down or if I use both hands, I can get twice as much done. You just laying the foundation of the day to look for things that's better. Because remember your RAS, the reticular activating system. When that's looking subconsciously you're looking for things to make things better, you'll be able to see it. Okay. Now, key two is act on small things, act on the small lasting changes that you come up with. And don't think about, don't let anything, don't make it, don't think of it too small, because that's what it's all about, making small changes. Because if it's too big, you'd be like, can't do it, or you can't keep up with it. So when you're making the small changes, don't think of it, man, that's too small to make a difference. It will. That's what the whole thing is about. So look for, when you come up with the idea, act on it. That's the whole point of that one. Because a lot of times we come up with good ideas and we don't act on it because we don't think it makes a difference, or we don't think it's big enough, or it might be too big, and we haven't broken it down to smaller bite-sized pieces to eat the whole elephant. And if you're wondering what that means, Brian Tracy says, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So don't think in Seven Habits, Stephen Covey. In Seven Habits, he talks about the trajectory of a airplane, right? From one end of the country to the other, it can land, you know, it's not using road maps or anything like that. But if you looked at it, if it followed the flight plan as soon as it took off and it just went straight for it, uh, planes don't go in a straight line. Because, I mean, one thing, you got the wind up there, and you can't see so far ahead of you. So the guidance systems makes adjustments as along the way. But if it went in a straight line and it went off just a little bit off course, just a little bit off course, let's say if it was starting and it went off course by this much, that means instead of going straight up, I'm gonna start down here. Instead of going straight up to from point A to point B, and it just went off this much off course, the further it travels, the further off point it'll be. So it has to make adjustments. So that little change right there took it from here all the way to over here when it got to its destination. Well, actually, it won't get to its destination. So it's got to make small adjustments. So, we start projects and we start things off in the right direction. We start off straight and it goes wonky. But when we have the mindset to have small adjustments or make the small changes to get back on course, it's easier to do instead of getting here and saying, man, how did I get here? What went wrong after the fact? We're doing this while we're en route. Okay. So key three, know when you do act, it will make a difference. So if you're doing it, go all in, because everything that you do does make a difference. Key four, streamline what you're doing. Take time, take the Hansei meeting with yourself, or that tea time, to go over those things that you're doing, to self-reflect. See how you can make things more efficient. Remember, it's not about, I'm just making small changes. I mean, I'm just doing small things to make a big difference. It's not really just that. It's you making small changes of improvement. And what you're doing matters. So what you want to do is keep reviewing your process as you're doing this. So when you get to a point that, hey, this is not working, you can change, instead of getting to the end and say, something didn't work right. And key 5, focus on your focus. I know that's kind of telling my age, that slang. No, I won't even say it's slang, kind of cliche. Focus on your focus. And that means to pay attention to what you're doing. Pay attention to what you're supposed to be doing. Uh, Keep your project in front of you, and stop being so distracted. You know, it's easy to chase after something, or something better actually sounds like it's doing better, and you shelve your whole project. You just put it on the shelf and you say, well, I'll come back to it, and chase after something else. And then the next thing comes on, you put that on there on the shelf, and then you chase the next thing, and then you have all these unfinished projects. So you have to weigh it, count the cost, and if it's, if you're ready to move on, or you see that this is way better than this, then you go for it. But really, you started this for a reason. A lot of times, we ask God to help us to do something, and He starts to help us. And then ooh, look at that. But you asked for help, and He was giving it to you. So don't take that for granted. So focus on your focus, and sometimes, you might have to say no to some things that doesn't fit into thing. You might have to come back to it. You might have to say no to it. So that's 5 keys right there to keep that, to have that Kaizen mindset. So as we go into this weekend, let's do some self-reflecting, get our processes in order, and make next week successful. Sometime next week, might not be Monday, it might not be Tuesday, but sometime next week we're going to start on simple living. So have an awesome day, awesome weekend. Love you very much. Kampai.